Hey, brother teacher here. I want to share some information with you about uh, you wearing a mask during this alleged pandemic that we are undergoing here in America and even across the world. Ladies and gentlemen, these are some basics, some fundamentals. I don't have to be a doctor or a scientist to tell you the truth. Okay? Where do doctors and scientists go? They go to school, don't they? They read textbooks to gather their information and then they experiment. They apply those things that they have learned and read from a book. What makes the average citizen any different? I study. I've been studying most of my life. The things that I'm telling you and have said to you in time past and even in the present, I'm not just pulling it out of a cloud. These are things that I have studied, and you should be studying the world that you live in as well. Now, with that said, follow me. When babies are born, they don't have a restriction over their face called a mask. If there's some distress with the child and the child is having problems breathing, oxygen, note that I said oxygen, is administered. Such is the case with anyone who has any respiratory issues. Oxygen, supplementary oxygen, is administered. Now, if oxygen is administered when you're having difficulties receiving oxygen, what's going on with this? Can you breathe with a mask on? Can you breathe adequately? Can you receive a sufficient or adequate amount of oxygen through a mask? See the picture here? Do you think that this is healthy? Trying to get you to think. It's one thing if you are a doctor or a nurse in a hospital working around infectious disease inside that facility and you are in an operating room and you're wearing a mask for a short period of time. This is not supposed to be something, or similar types, they're creative nowadays, since the advent of this so-called pandemic. People are wearing cloth masks, they're wearing rubber masks, they're wearing neoprene type masks, and even the disposable masks like this. All types of masks. But you're not supposed to wear the mask all day, or half the day, or for several hours on without taking the mask off, because oxygen, sufficient oxygen, is not here. Now, when you have your newborn baby, ladies, fathers, and mothers, would you put this on your baby's face without being concerned that that baby is going to suffocate? Now, the main difference is that the baby is helpless, doesn't know how to express themselves verbally to you, and can't take the mask off. We who have intelligence and hopefully common sense, we can say, well, I think I'll take the mask off for a few minutes and get some fresh air. That is what I have been doing over the past month or so. Every person that comes around me, my customers, my students, my family, even people that I don't know, I say, take that mask off sometimes and get some fresh air. Because you are suppressing your own immune system when you wear this mask too long. Now, what are you afraid of? Oh, I might get the COVID-19 if I don't have a mask on. Or if an individual has COVID-19, which we don't know. You don't know if a person walking down the street with a mask on has it or doesn't have it, or protecting themselves from someone who may have it. You don't know this. So you're making, or it appears as though people are paranoid because no one knows who has it or who doesn't have it. That's one thing. The other thing is this. If you believe that you can contract COVID-19 through your nose or mouth, which is containing mucous membranes in your mouth, mucous membranes in your nose. But what about your eyes? 90% of the people wearing masks on the street don't have their eyes covered. These are mucous membranes as well in your eyes. So if you can't get it in your nose and your mouth because this is covered, what about your eyes? Have you ever thought about that? And let me tell you something else that you probably don't know, probably didn't research it, but you're going to get it here right now. On the cough and the sneeze, they tell us, or the narrative of what's going on with this so-called pandemic. Scientists, specialists, supposedly, and doctors have told us that we must maintain social distancing up to 6 feet. Let me tell you something that you probably don't know. A study from Massachusetts Institute of Technology found that germs from a sneeze could travel from 19 to 26 feet at a force of 100 miles an hour. That's way beyond 6 feet, isn't it? 19 to 26 feet when you sneeze. Droplet infection can travel that far. So that kills the whole idea or concept of a 6-foot distance, socially speaking. Now what you going to do with that information? You're going to stay 26 feet away from people now? Virtually impossible in our society. Ain't going to happen. I'm trying to get you to think. Also, let me conclude this first statement I just made to you. That was published September 11, 2017 by Geisinger.org. Look it up. Okay. Researchers from Florida Atlantic University in Boca Raton showed also that a heavy cough can travel up to not 6, but 12 feet. A cough. Now what you going to do? Does COVID-19 exist? I believe it does. I believe it is part of the family of the coronavirus, which there are many viruses that are encapsulated under that umbrella. COVID-19 just happens to be the specific virus, as they say, under the coronavirus. COVID-19 is. So now, I do believe that there may have been some people who may have been compromised immune system wise. 60, 70 years old and up, and they've died. My heart is heavy for all of those individuals that have passed away. But the truth is the truth anyway, even though people don't want to hear it. If you are already sick, if you already have a pre-existing condition or medical problem, doesn't it stand to reason that you're going to be more susceptible to COVID-19? Not just COVID-19, but any illness. Anyone that's undergoing chemotherapy and radiation therapy, and I know people personally who are doing that, they're more susceptible to COVID-19 and any other disease as well. Bacteria, fungus, viruses, because their immune system has been compromised. And that goes for the youth, that goes for middle age. It doesn't make a difference how old you are. If you have a low immune system, you can catch anything virtually. This is basic, common sense. This is health 101. Immunology, epidemiology, whatever. Use your mind and think, ladies and gentlemen. Stop walking around allowing the narrative of these government officials who have an agenda. Stop allowing this narrative to cause you to panic when you shouldn't be panicking. What you should be doing is enjoying your life, eating the most proper organic food as possible, exercising, thinking positive, hanging around, being around, associating with people who are positive or like-minded as well, and enjoy your life. But when you sit around like a couch potato and you eat all kinds of contaminated food, inorganic foods, junk food, breathing terrible air, polluted air, drinking contaminated water from your faucet because you don't have a filtration system, because you don't drink spring water, or you don't drink distilled water or pure water, if you will. After a while, these chemicals are going to overrun your system, your body. And your immune system, again, is going to become weakened. And when your immune system, which was designed by nature to protect you against disease, against the flu, against a cold, and what have you, it was designed to protect us. When you compromise it by overwhelming it with toxicity, what do you expect the results going to be? So if you get healthy, you'll be healthy. Putting a mask on is not even a band-aid. It's not even close to a band-aid. What you need to do is get healthy and stay healthy. Get out your house, do some oxygen therapy like I do every morning. Stand outside for about 5 or 10 minutes and breathe in the oxygen before all of the traffic begins to permeate the streets. The trucks, the cars, the buses, the motorcycles, and the airplanes and jets in the sky, putting pollution out in the air. Right before you go to bed at night, get some fresh air. Leave a window cracked so you can get some fresh air, as opposed to being closed into your home. Do you get what I'm saying? So now, all of you who choose to wear a mask, I'm not telling you not to wear a mask. Brother teacher's not wearing a mask. I don't need to. As much as I know, and as much as I feel, and as much as I study, I'm healthy. But the question is, the real question, are you? And if you are healthy, you don't have to worry about the COVID-19, because if you paid attention, you will note that most of the healthy people that contracted it, allegedly, within 24 to 48 hours, it went away. Why? Because the immune system was strong enough. If you feel like you have to wear a mask, by all means, wear a mask. The most decorative, the most prettiest mask, the most creative mask, by all means, wear a mask. But let me tell you this, it's going to come with a cost if you wear it and don't allow yourself to get fresh air at the same time. These masks here are disposable. You can't wear the same mask for 4, 5, or 6 days. It's not sufficient in the first place. For about a day, take it off and throw it away and get another one. If you have a cloth mask, if you have a more expensive mask, a more durable mask, that's a fabric mask, ever so often you need to wash it, clean it out, and then put it back on. And by all means, make sure you take your mask off intermittently and get some fresh air. Don't walk around in a panic, because you are going to cause yourself more stress, and you're going to be more susceptible to catching anything, to include COVID-19. What say you? All I did was tell you the truth. Stand on it.